Welcome back, everybody. Today we're at Sea Pines Plantation and Resort with world-class amenities and activities. But is it right for you for a primary and secondary home? Well, let's look at that. Now, I want you to know that I've been helping people relocate here since 2009. I've been a resident here since 1996 and been coming down since the early 80s. But let's go ahead and get to it. When you think of Hilton Head Island, you think of the Harbortown Lighthouse and Sea Pines. And for that reason alone, it's going to cost you a little more, not to mention all the world-class amenities. And look how beautiful it is. It's breathtaking. Even the parking lot views are incredible.
How many?
Sea Pines is a gated community with 5,200 acres of homes, condos, preserve, and a lot of amenities. Charles Frazier started developing Sea Pines back in the 60s, and the community ranges from single-family homes under 500 square feet, and you have to see some of these places. They're very interesting. And goes up to sprawling luxury beachfront homes. If you're into golf, tennis, boating, biking, hiking, just being outside, Sea Pines has it all. Sea Pines is known for its annual Heritage Golf Tournament, which is loved by pros and golf enthusiasts universally. One thing I've noticed is that Sea Pines has gone from a seasonal vacation spot to a yearly destination, and you can even see in the traffic here in February when I shot some of these videos, there are plenty of cars on the road in the plantation. So if you don't like tourist traffic, maybe it's not the right place for you. It also might be something that would be okay for a rental or a second home, but maybe not so much for a primary. But I will say that they do have neighborhoods that are tucked away, and the traffic really just doesn't affect those neighborhoods until you get out of the neighborhood into the main arteries of Sea Pines. You know, another con of living in Sea Pines is that you're going to have to get flood insurance. I don't know that I've ever seen a property there that you didn't need flood insurance. So it would be a real rarity. And that's if you're getting a mortgage. But if you're paying cash, do you really want to be self-insured? Just saying. Now let's switch gears a little bit. The homeowner's fees. The yearly fee is $1,152, but I'll tell you, and it doesn't even show up directly in the MLS, and I think there are a lot of agents that probably don't even know it, that there is an additional 10-year yearly assessment that is $735. So then all of a sudden you're talking close to $1,900 a year, which for a gated community I really think is reasonable. And if you know me, you know I'm not someone to sugarcoat things, and I just would rather just get it on out there so everybody knows. Next, with all these condos, you have additional fees that are going to vary depending on the complex and the amenities and so on. And the range, I would say, will be from $300 to $1,000 a month. But you're paying for that convenience, and you don't have to worry about taking care of the property for the most part. You're still going to typically have to take care of the air conditioner and anything inside. Again, the shops are wonderful. I mean, it's all right there. You don't have to leave. They're nice. Is tennis important to you? Smith Stearns is a world-class tennis clinic that you can take advantage of right here in Sea Pines. And of course, PGA golf and other championship golf courses to play. It's a golfer's paradise. Not to mention all the additional accommodations. For example, the inn. Now this is a shot of Sea Pines Golf Club. This reminds me so much of iconic Hilton Head. Just what it's all about. I just really love looking at these golf views. I just think they're breathtaking, and just out there playing, hard for life to be much better than that. Now we're flipping on over to Salty Dog and we're looking at South Beach Marina. Now checking out South Beach Marina, I think it's breathtaking. And who hasn't seen a Salty Dog t-shirt? I love this. I was filming off of South Beach and you're not gonna be able to tell, and I don't know if you believe me, but there were 3 dolphins jumping in the water. About the most you're gonna see is some shimmers and a silhouette, but there were 3 right there in the surf, right there. And to me, it was just incredible. It was just an incredible experience. And now I'm flipping things around so you can see what some of the houses look like right here. And, you know, I can show you houses all day long that, you know, only a select few can afford. Or I can show you some of these smaller options. Ultimately, you know, a lot of it's just going to depend on your budget and what makes sense for you. And I think it's really about where you want to be. Are you okay with maybe a little bit more touristy sort of area where the traffic's a little busier? Now, that being said, there are plenty of neighborhoods within Sea Pines that do not get tourist traffic. It's not that you can't get away from that. Now, it might be a little tough during Heritage Week, but I think for the most part, you can work around them. But here's the thing. I noticed since this past December, when I was chatting with a store owner, and she was saying it never slowed down. So this has turned into a year-round destination and not just a vacation spot for the summer. Things are just busier. And I did notice a huge shift, even if you go back to 9/11, where the tourists became more regional rather than maybe a little bit more global, or maybe not as much global, but just coming from someplace that's a little bit of travel and not just somewhere you're driving from in your car. Now, I'd like to go ahead and talk about inventory, just because I don't think the media is accurately portraying inventory, at least in Sea Pines, because right now there are only 26 single-family homes available in that community. And if you compare this February to last February, we're about the same. So we're not seeing a big shift. Demand has been reduced, but supplies just followed suit. If you looked at the average home sold over the last year, it was a little over 1.9 million in Sea Pines. And as far as a condo, about 759,000. I have noticed is that sellers with single family homes are keeping their prices higher. And what I would say is that the properties that aren't priced correctly are actually just sitting on the market. And they're the ones that may lose out in the end. You know, who knows? I really think we're in a little correction. Let's say it's going to last a year or so. I don't know. And prices are going to keep going up because there are too many people moving from cold weather, high-tech states that want to get out and move here and other places in the Southeast, all throughout the Sun Belt. I know other than South Carolina, Texas, and Florida are booming at the seams. People are just moving as fast as they can get down there. Now, next thing I want to talk about, and this is true of all of Beaufort County, if you're buying a primary home, you're going to pay roughly 0.5% of your purchase price in property taxes each year. Now, the rub is if it's anything else, so if it's a second home or a rental or whatever, you're going to pay around 1.6%, which isn't New York taxes, but it's starting to get up there. And it's a bit more money. So, you know, I just want you to know for people that are 65, it's a reduction in the value, so you save money there, and it's fairly significant. Sea Pines is definitely a beautiful and diverse community with a lot to offer, but I think you need to weigh your options carefully. It's a big decision. And again, with low inventory, it's really hard to understand what your options are, and that's where I come in. I'm going to try and understand what you're actually looking for and give you a better idea about what you could find, and then it's just going to be a matter of waiting for the right property. And of course, you need to keep in mind your budget and your lifestyle, and I'd love to be that professional. If you found this video helpful, please give me a thumbs up. Consider subscribing for more content while it's fresh. I always encourage people to make comments. I had somebody say that I was boring the other day, and I honestly didn't get back tuned this because I was busy, but I just wanted to say, hey, you must know my wife because she doesn't think I'm funny either. So don't be afraid to reach out. I'm here to help. So we were just on Greenwood, and we're just turning down Plantation. On the left-hand side is Lawton Stables, so you will see some horses and kids. And also pay attention to the traffic. This is February, so we got tourists here year-round, like I mentioned before. And I think that Sea Pines is great. It really just depends on what you're looking for. Give me a thumbs up if you like this video, and consider subscribing for more content, and do not be afraid to reach out and pick my brain. I picked some videos which will tie into this video that I think you may find helpful, so check them out at the end. And again, I really appreciate you watching, and give me a call.